After the trade wars and the subsequent fracturing into various technological spheres, many companies needed a new guarantor of corporate rights. New firms would arise to fill the need. These outfits would manage several compartmentalized organizations that would operate legally and illegally across the globe, performing assassinations, influence operations, labor crackdowns, and wholesale theft of nationalized resources under the cover of night. These firms began to recruit and train their own forces, switching their ex-military staff to training roles. These instructors were not only former soldiers, but also ex-intelligence and cybersecurity specialists. It was these cohorts which would become the first generations of intellectual protection agents, the frontline soldier in the battle between corporate and national interests. Their first test came with a workers' movement in India. Sneaking into India through narcotics corridors in the far northeast, they made their way to Maharashtra and slipped into the crowds. They waited until representatives from all political parties were on the main stage, then unleashed a barrage of programmable explosive set to detonate its payload overhead. Then, detonating explosives used the ensuing stampede to maneuver to an exfiltration point. Their escape was complicated by a standoff at a police checkpoint, which quickly escalated into a running battle through the streets. As the agents fought their way forward, they faced a combined force of police and enraged citizens, ultimately evading capture, but only just, with the Indian Army tracking them to the border near Kohima. The agents escaped by air, but not before Indian intelligence identified the plane carrying them out of the country. July 23rd, over 100 local politicians and representatives confirmed dead. 453 casualties from the initial explosions. More than 5,000 lives lost in the stampede that followed. And as the chaos unfolded, 10 were killed and 122 injured in the ensuing gunfight. And on that day, July 23rd, the whole world became aware that the interests whose power was once vested in the United States had now become rootless. A force without borders, answerable only to itself, and willing to challenge any nation standing in its way.